They call him Seatin, the man of legends.
Hey guys, what is up? It is Seatin here. Hello and welcome to Seatin's Money Making Tips, episode number 1. So in this video, we're going to be talking about a way that you can make money in Rift, and this is one of my favorite ways to make money in the Rift at the moment, and that is via unstable artifacts. Now, this series is going to continue on throughout sort of this week and next week, hoping to get sort of one video out at least kind of every 2 days, covering pretty much every way that's viable for making money at endgame. So I'm going to be talking about some very obvious aspects and some very not so obvious aspects, but generally just, throwing out a load of tips there to help you make money in the game and become super rich like I occasionally am. Like, I'm terrible with money. I'll get loads of plant and then I'll spend it all and just keep on doing that over and over again. But today's episode, we are going to cover unstable artifacts. Now, unstable artifacts are from what is known as unstable zone events. So on the map, I don't believe there are up any at the moment. But basically what will happen in a certain zone, there will be, like, if I hovered over that, for example, it would say unstable eastern holdings, and then the objective would be to collect as many unstable artifacts before the time runs out. Now, basically, these unstable zone events last 30 minutes, and during that time, you can see and collect blue artifacts, and these sell for pretty much a crap ton on the auction house. Now, the epic and rare ones are really what sell the most, and they're quite difficult to sort of find and come by, but I do have a few tips and tricks on how to sort of get rare and epic artifacts a lot more commonly than you usually would, which I'm going to share with you all. Now, only a small handful of people know this, because this was posted very deep on the forums a couple of months ago in regards to sort of how artifacts work. So essentially there are two different types of spawn. There's a rare and common spawn point for an artifact. Now, the rare ones are almost always in either very out of the way places, difficult to reach places, or just outright dangerous places. So at the common spawn point, you have a chance of a common, uncommon, or rare artifact with diminishing percentages depending on the rarity. You will never ever find an epic from a common spot. Now, from the rare spawn points, which are the ones quite out of the way, you have a chance of getting an uncommon, rare, or epic artifact, again with a diminishing percentage based on the rarity. However, in a rare spot, you will never find a common artifact, so you're going to get at least an uncommon one, a rare one, or an epic one. So in general, there are about sort of 20 to 25 as many rare spawn points as common ones, and there is no sort of visible or discernible difference in the game. So my advice to you with these unstable zone events would be, go to them, and this is going to take a bit of personal planning on your behalf. Go to them, do a few, and find out which spots you get rare or epic or uncommon artifacts from. Try and sort of figure out what these rare points are and make note of them. That way you can always come back to them whenever the zone event is on. There is no point me giving out any spawn points that I have, because I only have a few, and if I did, they would be spawn camped so heavily that it would just be pointless me giving them out in the first place. So figure out your own spots, guys. So with that in mind, guys, I'm going to go on to talking about tracking the actual artifacts themselves. Now, unlike normal artifacts, which are white and sort of glowy, or twisted artifacts, which are red and glowy, unstable artifacts are blue and glowy as well, or sparkly, whatever you prefer to call it. So unstable artifacts have a blue sparkle to them, and I'm going to sort of say this with a bit of a pinch of salt, guys. I wouldn't bother with this platforming method if you do not have patron status. If you do have patron status, it's a brilliant way to keep patron status, because literally these artifacts, if you're lucky on the drops, which if you find the correct rare points that I was talking about earlier and continue to farm them, every time you see that zone event proc, you will make shitloads of money. I mean, you can have a look on the auction house for how much they're going for, just due to the fact that the planar squirrels, which are kind of the reward for them, are ridiculously high in demand. They are so good, and they look absolutely amazing. I think I'll just hover over to one now while I'm sort of continuing talking, just so I can show you guys. But yeah, so if you're not a patron, like, it's pretty pointless doing these unstable artifact events, just due to the fact that you're going to be absolutely smacked in the face by patrons that have an artifact tracking vial. So if you are a patron, every day you get a 30-minute artifact tracking vial that you can pop, and that basically lasts the entire duration of one of the zone events. And obviously this accumulates each day. But, you know, sort of, this isn't something that you can constantly do over and over again, because you do have to wait for an unstable artifact event to spawn, so it's not something you can reliably farm. However, usually somewhere in your cluster there is an unstable artifact up at any time. So what I use is I use the site called Rift Event Watcher, and that way I can track all of the zone events going on each one of the shards in my cluster. So I'm on EU Cluster 1, so I can monitor all the zone events in Typheria, Galidra, Blood Iron, and Xavial just from this little screen to my right. And this allows me to sort of say, oh, you know, look, unstable event is starting in Silverwood on Galidra, and then I can type in level 60 chat in Galidra channel, can anybody hop me over to Galidra, and then what can happen is I can port over there, harvest the unstable artifacts from the unstable artifact event, and then hop back. So that's fairly straightforward to do. So, as I was saying, with the Patron's Artifact Tracking Vial, all you do is you simply put it on, and then on the mini-map, you'll be able to see all types of artifacts. Now, there's no sort of visible icon on the mini-map for unstable artifacts, but if you do hover over them, they do actually say unstable artifacts, so make sure to do that. So, sort of while you're running around these areas looking for unstables, just keep on looking at the mini-map, and then if you see an artifact, hover over it. If it's unstable, go for it. And you'll notice it has a blue glow to it, as I previously mentioned, and just pick that up and hopefully document any sort of whenever you get an uncommon or rare drop, make sure you document that location, or kind of just keep a tab of it in the back of your mind. What I like to do is I like to have a screenshots folder of all the locations that continuously give me good artifact drops. That way I can just quickly return to them whenever the zone event starts, making sure that this means like I can maybe quickly grab a blue or epic artifact, which I can sell for like maybe a few hundred or a few thousand plat, and that is really, really awesome. Literally, I've probably made about I haven't really gone super hard on the unstable artifacts, and I've probably made about 30,000 plat from them since the start of 2.6. So yeah, guys, they are something really cool, and this is the main reason why. Let me just get it up. Yeah, the planar squirrels are absolutely gorgeous, and so many people are lusting after them. I mean, you have like Rivertail, you have Cloudtail, and you know, I think they look pretty cute, but I'm not super into them anyway. But pretty much, guys, unstable artifacts, they're a brilliant way to make plat. I hope I've shared sort of this pro tip and opinion along with a few personal hints and tips from myself. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like, and get ready, guys, because I have a ton more money making videos incoming. I've got like fucking like 6 or 8 more of them, and they're all going to be really good. I mean, this is one of the top 5 methods of money making, but I still have some really good ones, guys. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and take care.